So you might have just created a recording in Audacity, and it sounds really dry right now, something like this.
Echo.
And you would like to make it sound like it has a sense of space or ambiance to the sound. So by the end of this video, you will be able to add reverb or echo to your audio so it sounds something like this.
Echo.
Let's get started. So I have a project that I'm working on in Audacity, and I have several examples of audio here. But this first audio is the one that I actually sang a couple notes into, and so that's the word echo. I also have a recording here that will work with just speech, so if you want to take anything that you recorded where you want it to sound like it's in a room, this will work for that as well. In order to add reverb, you want to make your selection, so you can either select right here for an audio clip, or you can select an entire track by clicking on the left-hand side right here in the gray. That will select the entire track. Or you can go ahead and have the selection icon highlighted and make your selection. So many times you'll want to do the very end of the sound. For this example though, I'm going to go ahead and do the entire sound. So now that I have it selected, I'm going to go up to Effect, and I'm going to go down to Delay and Reverb, and I'm going to click on Reverb. If you're new to audio editing, you might be wondering what the difference is between reverb and echo. So basically they're both audio effects that create a sense of space or ambiance in your recording. So echo is more of a delay effect that creates a repetition of the original sound, and you usually can notice a gap between each repetition. Where reverb, on the other hand, is more of a reflection effect that creates the impression of a sound, and it creates the impression that it's bouncing off surfaces in a room. They both do similar things, but let's start with reverb. So with reverb, you'll notice there are many settings here. So the best way to start is actually just to go ahead to the presets, and you can explore the different factory presets they have here. And so I have one here. Cathedral is a pretty cool one, so I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And then once you have that selected, you can click on preview, and this will help you preview the effect that you are looking to create. And one thing to keep in mind is you most likely want to have headphones on so that you can hear the fine differences in between each effect. So that one sounded pretty good to me, but let's say I wanted to explore some more. I could also go into here and maybe do something like a bathroom, see what that sounds like.
Echo.
So that one's a little more nuanced. I'm going to go back to maybe this one here on the bottom for Cathedral, and I'm going to preview that.
Echo.
And once it sounds good, you can click apply, and then you can go ahead and listen to it here.
Echo.
Now you'll notice that the echo kind of stops abruptly here, so I got like a clicking sound. So that echo effect was supposed to last a lot longer. So I'm actually going to undo that echo for a second. And now what I'm going to do is move this over a bit. I'm going to generate some silence here. So I'm going to click here, maybe something like that. And I'm going to go up to generate and then silence. And so it will ask me if this is correct. I will say generate. So you'll notice it created two clips here. I'm actually going to join those into one clip. So I'm just going to select all of that and then go up to edit, audio clips, join. So now it's one clip for me. So okay, so now I have a longer space to work with. So now let me select that again. I'm going to go up to effect and then back down to delay and reverb and then reverb. And again, it's going to keep the one I had before, but just to make sure, I'll go back to factory presets, click on Cathedral. There we are. And then I'm going to click apply. And so you'll notice that had a much longer delay or echo in that audio recording. So you notice it sounds like a very big room. Now let's go back into there. So again, I'm going to undo that one more time and then click on that effect, delay and reverb. You can play with each of these settings, but just in general, the room size, that's going to have the biggest effect on your reverb. So again, the bigger the room size, the more those impressions are going to be. So it's going to sound like a much bigger room. The other one that you're going to want to look at is reverberance. Again, the higher the number, that's going to have more of a reverb effect. The other big ones on this page here are the wet gain and the dry gain. So the wet gain is or wet level controls how much of the reverb effect is added to your original sound. And so basically the higher the value, the more you hear the reverb effect. And then the dry level, that is what controls the original volume of the original audio. So again, if I were to do this, let's say I were to go back to something of a default, and if I do just dry gain and I turn the wet all the way down and preview,
Echo.
it sounds almost identical to the original recording. So that was that dry gain. That's the original sound. So if I take that the whole way down and turn wet gain the whole way up, now what it's going to do is you're just going to hear the impressions of the sound. You're not really going to hear the original that much, especially if I bring this the whole way down.
Echo.
Okay, so those were the impressions of the reverb. Again, stereo width most of the time is 100, but again, you will want to experiment with these settings until you get the right effect that you desire. So I'm going to X out of this. So let's go to my other recording here, and this is just me talking.
Amazing reverb.
So let's say I want to add echo to this one. And what I would do is go up to Effect and then I will go down to delay and reverb. I'm going to click on echo this time. And this is just going to see how much time do I want to delay the echo. So let's say I want to do a whole second. I'll show you what this sounds like. So I'm going to press preview.
Amazing reverb. Amazing reverb. Amazing.
So you can see it has a second delay in between the echo. So, and then you have a decay factor as well. So if I want to make that a shorter time, which most of the time that's what you want, so I'm going to do something like 0.1.
Amazing reverb.
They're closer together, and so it makes it sound like an echo that's a little in a smaller room, maybe not like on a large mountain or something like that. So again, you can play with each of these settings, and once you feel okay with that, you hit apply. You can see it applied that to the audio I was just working with. And so now I have each of these the way I would like it. Once you have experimented and you feel good with what you came up with, you can go up to File and then Export, and then you can export it as an MP3 or a WAV file. One last thing to keep in mind is that you might notice if you use each of these effects, you might getting some clicks or some popping. And most likely what that is let me show you. So let's say you wanted to do reverb right here. You'll notice that the beginning of the sound is smaller than the end of the sound. And sometimes, depending on the effect you're using, it might create like a click or a pop or some like a space in between. So in order to make sure that doesn't happen, what you want to do is make sure that the highest point is first and then it continues to get lower. And the way you can do that is make your selection. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Effect, and I'm going to do a fade out for this. So fading, and I'm going to do a fade out. So now it did a fade out. Now that actually did the fade out for the entire thing. So let me undo that. I'm actually going to do a fade out for the larger part. So maybe Effect, fading, and then fade out. I might have to do that again, and then let's try that one more time. Fade out, one more time. So you might need to do the fade out. There we go. So now that peak is not as high as it was before. So that might help you with any popping or clicks you might get from using reverb or echo. So you now know how to add reverb or echo to your audio using Audacity. If you've made it this far into the video, you might also be interested in learning how to remove echo or reverb from your recording. I made another video that covers this in detail, and I'll put a link to it here.